The dumbest ways people have died by simple paint. Get ready.
The Encyclopedia Test. In June 2017, Pedro Ruiz and Mona Lisa Perez decided their YouTube channel needed more views.
I like this
Their
guy
wholesome
too.
family videos weren't working, so they switched to pranks. The numbers went up. Pedro
Gosh, dude. Pranks piss me off so much. I don't understand, I like Balin Levine as a person, and some of his pranks he does are like funny, but other people, like, it gets to a point where it's literally like harassment or scripted, or you're just messing other people's lives up. Like, people have gotten fired over harmless pranks. Go ahead and wrap it up.
figured if pranks worked, extreme pranks would work even better. So he came up with a simple test. See if a book could stop a bullet. He would hold a 1.5-inch encyclopedia to his chest. Mona Lisa would shoot it from 1 foot away. Simple.
What? You're shooting someone you think it's not going to go through a book? What are you doing? What are you doing? She's shooting him? Huh? What? What?
They set up cameras and invited over 30 friends
I invited people? What?
to watch. The gun they chose was a Desert Eagle, one of the most powerful handguns in the world.
I
She pulled
mean,
the
it's getting worse and worse and worse. Every time I'm clipping it, because I'm going to post this to TikTok later, and it's just getting worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse. First, you're shooting someone with a book. Second, you invite people to watch. And third, you get the most powerful handgun you can find. And you think, oh, yeah, I'm sure it'll be okay. Boom. Yeah, have fun with that.
trigger. The bullet went straight through the book and killed Pedro instantly.
I mean,
Mona
what did we
Lisa called the
expect was gonna
police and
happen?
claimed she'd accidentally shot her boyfriend. The footage said
It wasn't.
otherwise.
And then you lie about it? Oh my gosh. Boyfriend as well. And then she lies
She
about it.
pleaded guilty
It's
to
just-
manslaughter and got 180 days in prison. The video went viral
That's it. That's it. Only 180 for shooting someone. Interesting.
worldwide, just not how they planned. Who wants some of this? It was 2004 in Wales when a young man invited friends back to his apartment after a night of heavy drinking. The party continued at his place, and that's when
Yo, people doing things for views is a stupid. Like, if you're doing something dangerous for views, something ain't right up here. If you're harming other people for views, like, something ain't right
he
up
got a
here.
brilliant idea. He pulled down his trousers and stuck himself out the window, yelling, "Who wants some of this?" to the street below. His friends
Who wants some of this? Who do you think you are?
grabbed him before he could fall out of the 3-story window. The next
Three-
morning, he admitted it had been pretty stupid. He promised he'd never do anything like that again. That very evening, he was drunk again. And once again, he pulled down his trousers and started yelling, "Who wants some of this?"
Oh my gosh.
out the window. This time, his friends weren't close enough to grab him. He tumbled out of the 3-story window and died on impact. The Patriotic Hat. On July 4th, 2024, in Summerville, South Carolina, Alan Ray McGrew decided to take his patriotic costume to the next level. The 41-year-old HVAC technician was hosting a neighborhood block party, dressed in a red, white,
Who goes to a neighborhood block party? Like, I've never actually seen a neighborhood block party except in movies. I guess I don't live in a very, like, busy, like, street with a bunch of houses by me, but I've never actually seen one of those. Do they exist?
and blue Uncle Sam outfit with a top hat. The drinking had started around 6 p.m. Fireworks were planned for the evening. Alan loved his country and looked forward to celebrating each year. At around 10:20 p.m., Alan placed a large firework right on top of his Uncle Sam hat. His wife Paige
Yeah, I don't talk to my neighbors either. Does anyone really talk to their neighbors? I mean, most of my neighbors suck, so I don't know.
thought he was just messing around.
Mine aren't. You went to a barbecue, the whole neighborhood was there? Really? So it does
Surely he
exist.
wouldn't light something on his head. He had already lit it. The firework exploded and caused what paramedics called massive head trauma. Alan
Massive head trauma. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening if you explode fireworks on your head.
was dead instantly. He had become his own fireworks display. The DIY bungee jump. On July 12th, 1997, Eric Barsha decided to go
The DIY bungee incident. I mean, this already has me just.
bungee jumping on his day off. The 22-year-old fast food worker couldn't find any bungee jumping places in the area, so he figured he'd do it himself. He picked a railroad bridge in Lake Accotink Park, Virginia. It was 70 feet high. Perfect.
Dude, you have to like measure You have to make sure you measure your bungee out perfectly and like the stretch and how far you're actually gonna go. And it's actually a lot more of a process than people think it is. The only reason I know that is because I watched the Monk movie, and his daughter's fiance died because someone made it too
For
long.
a homemade bungee jump. Eric tied together several bungee cords and reinforced them with duct tape. He was really thinking about safety.
Duct tape? Oh nah.
He tied one end around his leg and the other to the bridge. Then he jumped. There was just one problem with his plan. Eric never considered that bungee cords stretch when you fall. The cords he'd tied together
Oh my gosh.
were already a few feet shorter than the bridge height. When they stretched, they became even longer than the distance to the ground. Eric hit the pavement 70 feet below with such force that he died instantly. A local man found his body the next morning with the
I mean, that's really sad. I feel like, of course, it's really sad. But like, how do you not consider that stuff? I'm not trying to disrespect him by any means. You're literally putting your life on the line. I would be looking at everything if I was to do this. Now, would I do this? No. But if I was, I'd be looking a little more closely at maybe physics.
bungee cord still attached to his leg. His grandmother told reporters he was always so smart in school. The fish that fought back.
Now, why'd they add that in? I mean, why did they add that in?
In 1998, a man from Ohio was hanging out with his friend when he got dared to do something stupid. His friend was cleaning out a fish tank and said that one of the fish, about 5 inches long, had been eating all the other fish. The man decided to give this fish payback. He would
Did he eat the fish?
swallow it whole. He had
Swallow it all.
done this trick before. He picked up the fish and held it over his mouth. Then he gulped it down. The fish fought back. It got stuck in his throat and was too slippery to pull out. He couldn't breathe and struggled for several minutes
Did he
while his friend
suffocate?
called
That's
911.
sad.
When paramedics
Mm.
got there, the man was dead, but the fish was still alive with its tail sticking out of his mouth.
The
Both
fish
the
was
man and
alive?
the fish died. The
Oh.
fake robbery. On January 18th, 1977, Italian footballer Luciano Recchiaconi had a brilliant idea. The 28-year-old Lazio player, known as the Blonde Angel, was famous for his pranks. Recchiaconi and his teammate Pietro Gadin decided to stage a fake robbery at their friend Bruno Tabacini's jewelry store in Rome. They thought it would be funny to
Did they get shot? Like, this is why I will never fake rob my friends or go to their house unannounced. I feel like I'm gonna get shot.
scare Bruno and then laugh about it later. They covered their faces and walked into the store with guns out, yelling, "Hands in the air! This is a stick-up!" There was one problem with their plan. The jewelry store had been robbed just a few weeks earlier. Bruno was scared it would happen again, so he had gotten a shotgun to protect himself. When Bruno saw the robbers, he pulled out his shotgun. Pietro immediately put his hands up, but Recchiaconi kept going with the prank. He wouldn't put his gun down. Bruno was scared and shot Recchiaconi in the chest from close range.
If there is a shotgun pointed at your chest, why are you not putting the gun down? I mean, you're going far enough with the prank. Why are you not putting the gun down, though? That's what I don't understand. Like, that's what I just don't get that. Hello, what's up, V?
Recchiaconi's last words were, "It's a joke! It's just a joke!" But it was too late. He died 30 minutes later at 28 years old, leaving behind his wife and 2 kids.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible, dude. I feel so bad. But why do you keep going with the prank after you have a shotgun pointed at your chest?
Bruno Tabacini was arrested and held for 18 days before being released without charge. It was declared that the death was the result of self-defense and a terrible accident. The sleeping bear. In 1906, a young hunter in Pennsylvania was out hunting when he found a huge black bear lying on the ground. The bear looked dead, and the hunter thought he got lucky. He found a free bear without having to shoot it. So he got out his knife and
You didn't check? He literally poked the bear. Like, you called it. This dude literally walked up to the bear and started poking at it. I can't believe that. He thought it was dead, just laying there. You think you just stumbled upon a freshly dead bear dying of no known cause, and it just happened to just walk and have a heart attack and die? How does that make sense? I'm sorry, I don't get it.
started cutting up the animal right away. There was just one problem. The hunter never checked if the bear was really dead. He just started cutting. The bear wasn't dead. It was sleeping. When the hunter started cutting it, the bear woke up angry. It attacked and tore the hunter to pieces. The hunter died right there. The scooter duel. In 2000,
Okay, which one do we think the dumbest one is so far? The bear one? The fake robbery was pretty dumb. The fake robbery was pretty dumb. The fish that fought. Okay, the fish one was pretty dumb too. Okay, the bungee jump just seems like an honest mistake. I'm gonna chalk that up to you had a brain fart and it caused you your life. The patriotic cat was stupid. Who wants some of this? Yeah, he's just drunk. Encyclopedia test. That one was stupid too. Wow, there's like three I can't figure out. The firework was dumb too. I'm just gonna chalk that one up to being drunk. Also, I feel like there's a couple more stupid ones. Like the book one was really dumb. Dang, dude, good
4.
for you.
Two Taiwanese college students met up one evening and had a few drinks. After talking, they both found out they liked the same girl on campus.
Were they friends in jeez.
This got them upset, and they decided to have a contest to see who would get the right to ask her out. How did they settle this? Rock, paper, scissors? A coin flip? Nope. They decided to joust like knights, but instead of horses, they would use their scooters. The rules were simple. They would ride straight at each other at full speed, and whoever turned away first would lose. So without helmets or any safety gear, the two rode their scooters directly at each
Like who is doing this? Who is doing this? You're gonna drive straight into each other and expect nothing to happen. You're just gonna be like, oh, it's like that game, Gay Chicken, where whoever turns away first loses. Except you're playing with your life. Oh, who's gonna turn away first? Who's gonna turn? Blood, 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 and death. That's the result of this.
other, hitting 50 miles per hour. Neither one wanted to be the first to chicken out.
I'm still be listening, but I'm gonna play Minecraft with my friend.
They
Alright, sounds
crashed
good.
head on. Both of them died. Later, someone asked the girl about it. She said she wasn't interested in either of them anyway.
Oh,
They both
jeez. That makes it even worse. You're fighting with your friend, like you and your friend die over a girl who didn't like either of you. That's rough. That is not even a Romeo and Juliet type. That's just Romeo and Romeo.
died for nothing. The water thief. On April 19th, 2022, Easter Monday in Italy, a 46-year-old man was thirsty. All the stores were closed for the holiday, so he broke into a grocery store to get some water. He found a huge tower of water bottle boxes stacked up by the workers. Instead of taking a bottle from the shelf, he decided to pull one from the middle of the stack. Anyone who's played Jenga knows this is a bad idea. He grabbed a bottle from a box right in the middle of the tower. The whole thing came down on top of him. The
No, he died by getting crushed. Ah.
man got crushed under all that water and died right away. Store workers found the mess the next day when they came to work. They started cleaning up the fallen boxes and lifting them one by one. When they lifted the first box, an arm stuck out. The police watched security camera footage to see what happened. The man had broken in just to get a drink and got killed by the water he was trying to steal. The unbreakable window. Gary Hoy was a lawyer in Toronto. He worked on the 24th floor and had a weird habit. Whenever law students visited his firm, Gary liked to show them how strong the windows were by running across his office and slamming his whole body into the window. Gary had done this dozens of times. The windows never broke.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're gonna run full force into the thing and expect nothing to happen. Let me lay out for you what's gonna happen. One of these times. Let me lay it out to you. And then he dies. And that's it. He's dead. That's what happens. He was asking for it. He
On
was.
July-
Where did you come from?
July 9th, right off. Feeling good, Gary decided to do it again. This time, the glass didn't break, but
You
the
just
whole
can't make
window
this
popped
stuff
out of its
up.
frame.
Like,
Gary went flying 24 stories down, riding the window all the way to the street. The law students and his coworkers watched in horror. Gary had hit that window so many times over the years that he'd loosened the frame. He died instantly.
yeah, you
Hold
just
your
can't make
weed
that stuff
for a
up.
21. Two drivers crashed on Interstate 80 in Berkeley. Nobody got hurt, but
Okay.
both drivers got out to argue about it. They didn't pull over. They started yelling at each other right in the middle of the highway. Cars were flying by. The two men kept shouting and making threats. Then a Mini Cooper came down the road. The driver swerved to avoid the damaged cars, but couldn't miss the two
Oh,
idiots
no.
fighting in traffic. The Mini Cooper hit both of them. They both died instantly. The Mini Cooper driver was traumatized. The umbrella trick. Back in 1999, a
Oh,
bizarre
no.
story out of Bonn, Germany made headlines. It was said that a local street performer had built his career on extreme tricks. He was normally just a sword swallower. He could apparently fit long balloons, metal rods, and even umbrellas down his throat. Crowds loved it. One day, during a performance, he decided to push the act further. He grabbed a folded umbrella and began swallowing it to show off his skills. While sliding the umbrella down, He accidentally pressed the automatic release button on the handle. The
Oh, that's bad, dude. Oh my gosh. He opened it inside of his body? Oh, nah.
umbrella snapped open while
Ugh.
still in his throat. The crowd watched in shock. The performer
Ugh.
collapsed instantly. It sounds like the perfect Darwin Award, but there's one problem. Nobody has ever confirmed it actually happened. Sword swallowers themselves later came forward to call the story impossible. A folded umbrella is far too wide to even fit down a throat. That leaves the umbrella trick as one of the most popular Darwin Award legends, but almost
Ugh.
certainly nothing more than an urban legend. The falling
Oh, so it
dog.
didn't actually
In
happen. Okay.
1988 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a little poodle named Kachi was playing on a balcony. The dog was having fun when it suddenly fell off the railing. Kachi plunged
No,
13 floors
no,
down to the street. The
no.
poodle landed directly on the head of 75-year-old Marta Espina, who was walking along the sidewalk. The falling dog killed her instantly. But that wasn't the end of it. A crowd rushed over to see what happened.
Did the
A
dog
woman
die?
named Edith
Dang
Solo
it.
came over to
They
look at the
both died.
scene.
I mean,
While
oh no, I'm not saying did the dog die. Like I don't care about the lady. Obviously, it's sad. It's just sad for both of them. Oh no.
Edith was distracted by the carnage, she walked into the street and got hit by
He
a
got hit by
bus.
a
She died
bus?
too,
What
but the
what are the
chaos wasn't over
chances of
yet.
that?
An older man saw all this happening and
No
got so
way.
stressed
No way he dies. If he dies too, there's no way.
out that he had a fatal heart attack on the
Oh
spot.
my
One falling
gosh.
poodle killed 3
What?
people in 5 minutes. Kachi the
What? I'm not laughing. What are the odds? What are the odds of that?
poodle probably has the highest kill count of any dog in history. The bridge jump. On May 24th, 2019, two friends from Texas were driving south through Lake Charles, Louisiana at 2 in the morning. Alejandro Cazares was behind the wheel. Roberto Moreno was riding shotgun. They came to a drawbridge that was up to let boats pass. A safety gate blocked the road. Most
Okay.
people would wait for the bridge to come back down.
No,
Not
did he try to drive up it and ramp over it? You're gonna piss me off so much if you try to ramp, if you think you can drive up the car or drive up the ramp and jump the gap, you've got like a couple of brain cells that are not, or maybe that's all you have is a couple brain
these guys.
cells.
Roberto got out of the car and pushed the safety gate up out of the way. He jumped back in the car. Cazares drove under the gate and headed straight for the bridge ramp. They stopped for a second at the bottom. Then Cazares put the car in reverse, backed up, and floored it. They were going to jump the gap like in an action movie. The car went airborne for a
That's
brief
just
moment.
not how it works.
Then it crashed into the water below. The car sank to the bottom. Cazares was trapped inside and drowned.
Oh no.
Moreno was found outside the submerged car, but he drowned too. The
Ah,
plastic bag
dang,
beekeeper.
dude, that's
In
sad.
2002, a Brazilian farmer found a beehive on his property, so he decided to get rid of them by using fire. The farmer put on gloves, long pants, and a long-sleeved shirt. He sealed everything with tape so bees couldn't crawl into his clothes. Then he put a plastic bag over his head and sealed it tightly around his neck. This would protect his face from bee stings. Finally, he grabbed a torch and went off to burn the hive. A few hours later, he
Did he
hadn't come back.
suffocate?
His worried wife went looking for him. She found him dead under the beehive, but the bees hadn't killed him. In fact, the hive was completely untouched. The plastic bag had worked perfectly.
Am I what? Are you? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, he probably
It
suffocated.
kept out the bees, the smoke, and the oxygen he needed to breathe. The farmer had forgotten to poke air holes in the bag. With his gloves taped down, he couldn't rip the bag off his head. He suffocated trying
That
to protect
sucks,
himself
dude.
from bee
Like,
stings.
if I was getting suffocated, I would be so scared. I would probably die of shock before suffocation. I would just like have a heart attack or something.
The lava lamp. In
I've heard
2004,
of this.
24-year-old Philip wanted to use his lava lamp. He plugged it in and waited for it to start working. After a few minutes,
Could have ripped the bag. Could have poked air holes in it. Could have done anything.
nothing was happening. The lamp was still cold. Philip was impatient, so he came up with a brilliant plan to speed things up. He took the lava lamp and put it on his hot stove. There was just one problem Philip didn't know about. Lava lamps are only designed to handle temperatures up to 40 degrees. A hot stove gets way hotter than that. The lava lamp quickly overheated and exploded. Glass shards flew everywhere. One piece of glass went straight into Philip's heart. He died instantly.
Yeah,
The
that's
chimney
just...
grenade. On January 13th, 2005, 55-year-old Marco decided to clean the chimney in his workshop. He tried using a simple broom, but it was too small for the job. He needed to
Plank.
improvise. Marco figured he needed a chain to pull the broom through the chimney and a heavy object to weigh it down. Looking around his workshop, he found what he thought was perfect: a grenade. His plan was simple. He would weld the grenade to the broom and chain. Then he could pull the whole thing through the chimney. Marco got out his welding equipment and started working. He failed to think about what might happen when he put a flame near a grenade. As soon as the welding torch touched the grenade, it exploded. Marco was killed
Why would you
instantly.
weld a
The chimney
grenade
was
to
left
a
completely
chain?
untouched by the blast.
I mean, I like those videos. They're good videos. I can't complain. So, on to the next one.